I'm still doing the little
And
dance
we're
countdown.
live, right? Welcome to the show, everybody. We have one person watching. Please say hello so we know who's here. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yay, Robin's here. I'm sick as a dog, and Jess is also sick as a dog tonight. So tonight we have our special guest, Tiff, our office manager. And Tiff is going to jump in here now and do our little waiver that we always do at the beginning of the show. Welcome, Tiffany number one.
Thanks. So of course we're gonna go through our waiver of how we don't want to offend anyone. Everything we say is our opinion only. Again, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. Sometimes they stink, but we love everybody. I don't care if you're purple with pink polka dots. It's just how we are.
We
And
especially love you if you're pink with purple polka dots.
yes, any kind of purple we love.
Any
Um,
any purple.
any purple, any. So, of course, this is unlocked and uncensored, meaning that's why it's so late at night. Because it is just the BS and the who knows what. But we don't want to offend anyone. So we are gonna go through and see what I don't think there's an actual plan necessarily because of the fact that
No.
Jess is sick and this is an impromptu.
Yeah, Tiff jumped in with us tonight just to so I'm not on this camera by myself sitting here going Hey
Hey
Kimmy Wells
Kimmy,
from
hey
Central
Robin.
Alabama. So yeah, like I said tonight, we don't really, or like Tiff said tonight, we really don't know what we're going to talk about. Um, we're just going to talk. So, first, let me tell you what Tiff does for Spirit. She's our administrative assistant, office manager. She does a lot of the back end stuff as far as putting together some of our ads, and
I'm the
Tiff is
paperwork
working on.
pusher.
She's the paperwork pusher, exactly. And she's got something big coming up that we're going to be telling, uh, um, excuse me, um, or we're going to be releasing, did we say December 21st,
We're
Tiff?
releasing, yes, we're releasing on Yule.
On
Um,
Yule, yes.
mhm. We're gonna
Go
release
ahead and
a
tell them what you're releasing.
we're releasing a quarterly newsletter that's going to come out, and it's going to have several different things to it. We're going to put upcoming events. So, any kind of investigations that are coming up or anything that anyone can go to. So, hint, hint, if you want to sign up, join our email list because you'll get it 2 weeks before we release to the public. Not on this first one, just because it's a general release for everybody, but for the future, that will be in there. We're
And
going
you can send
to,
our Ask Spirit
yes,
Alabama at gmail.com. You can submit your email there about the newsletter. And Robin has asked that we tell about the abundance spell. Robin, which one are you talking about? Because I have several that I've done, and I know that maybe I shared one with you. Um, so I'm not sure which exactly abundance spell you might be talking about. I apologize for that.
Terry, did you share it on the page, our
I
page
did not.
and
If you would
things?
like to, if you would, I shared it before we went live. But if you would like to, that would be great because I always have technical difficulties, and I'm running on like one little bar here on my internet.
Yeah, let's see.
Let me close some tabs here and
We
make
do want
sure
to
my
say thank
phone
you to
is
the
on.
Things Network for
I know
hosting
that maybe
us.
I shared one
Oh
with
boy,
you. Who? Shh.
I doubled on there.
Well, Robin, that still doesn't tell me. um, and I had no
I don't know. Apparently,
clothes.
she had no clothes.
Robin had no clothes. Oh no. Um, still, I'm not sure. Call it old age. Um, Shit, that was a long time ago, Robin. You're asking me to pull from from, I guess what Robin is saying is we did this abundance spell together, and I had one grandchild at the time. I think Jesse was trying to have more. Well, there's no doubt Jesse was trying to have more children. And Tip, as you know, we were not expecting Stevie to ever have any children.
This is
Um,
true.
and Yeah, Robin and I did this abundance spell, and I know that I had. Anytime I do anything like that, I did. Um, I always do for my family. You know, I feel like it's greedy if I just do something for myself. So you know, if I know someone else is in need, I always throw their name. You know, that energy in there too. And so yeah, now my daughter, who had one child at the time, has four, and my
Throw
other
their
daughter
name,
now has
that
two.
energy in there
And
too.
Tiffany, you got to quit doing
And
that. Turn
so
your
I'm
volume
trying
off
to
your
get it
phone.
to mute. I don't know what's going
Turn.
on with it.
Sorry for the echo, y'all. This is Tiff's first live stream. She doesn't know the rules. You have to mute your phone before you turn it on, or we're echoing back.
I tried to.
And
It didn't work right. I was sharing
um,
for us.
So yeah, Robin said is not sure what we did, but she has multiples of everything now. Robin, did we do it with the 41 cents? Or was it just something that we did willy nilly? I mean, because that's kind of, unless I do my spell with the penny, dime, quarter, and a nickel, then I'm usually just willy nilly throwing some shit together. I mean, I don't want to say willy nilly and think people that make people think that I'm not serious when I throw it out there. When I say willy nilly, that means I go to my witch closet, which now is a whole witch room, and I start grabbing stuff. Oh, this looks good. Yeah, let me use this. So Robin is saying we willy nilly it that night. So yeah, that would have been a night that we just went in and Sai was grabbing stuff and we worked together energy wise. She's in Iowa, and of course I'm in Alabama, and she is saying that it was very successful for her. Since then, I now have a house and my new Camaro and six beautiful grandbabies, and so yeah, if you believe and you put your energy into it, right, Tiffany, let's help. We definitely, well, maybe we should all work together
That's what, yeah,
and
manifestation. You got to push out.
yeah,
You bring about what you talk about. So you have to, it's the power of positivity.
right, exactly. I'm trying to get Robin to come on with us. Robin, if I send you a link, will you come on camera with us? And you can tell us yourself how it worked for you. And now we're waiting. I know there's a
No,
little bit of a delay.
I got
Waiting, come on, come on.
I I got the Facebook pulled up so I can at least comment some back. And the mute working. Apparently my phone doesn't want to do it, but my computer did. So, um,
Okay, I'm gonna invite Robin in. Y'all give us a minute. We're gonna have a special pop-up surprise guest tonight, Miss Robin Swanson from Davenport, Iowa, but I'll let her tell you more about herself in just a second here. Robin, you'll have to go check your um, Facebook Messenger, and you'll have to follow this. Like if you're on an iPhone, you're gonna have to walk through your Safari. But I think if you're on Android, Tiff, can you answer this? It just
um,
pretty much walks you straight through.
yeah,
Or
it's still walk
if
it
you're on
still
your
walks you
computer,
through.
Robin, it's even better.
Yeah, it'll still
You
walk
just
you
get
through regardless of whether it's your phone or your computer. And I don't think it matters iPhone or Android. I think you still have to go through the web to do it. Um, but it still walks you through the steps, like whether you want your
Yeah,
microphone, your camera, all that. And then you have to put in your name, or what you want your name to show as.
we're
And
gonna
it'll,
video you in,
we can put you
Robin.
in.
I mean, you might as well let's see you, girl.
Jesse
So
said
I
she
just
needs
sent
an abundance of money. And that's where I said, don't we all? Let's bring on the freaking prosperity. Let's go.
right.
Like, bring in the moolah. If it was only on a tree.
All right, Robin, it's in your Facebook Messenger. It is in there. Look, let me show you. It shows Robin Swanson. Go into your messenger. It might take it a minute. It might be lost in La La Land, but on my end, it shows it went through.
So while we're waiting on Robin to come in, I'm just gonna comment here
I'm
as
gonna
we're
mute and
talking
cough here. I'm gonna
about
cough for a minute.
manifestation and the power of positivity. Um, I'm just Terry and Jesse can actually attest to this. I was not myself for a long time, up until probably, I don't know, 2 years ago, um, when I started a separation, and then I'm actually divorced. So, but that was the best thing that happened to me. Um, but what really changed my mind was the power of positivity and changing how I thought of myself. And I'm going to comment on that in just a second, Jesse. Um, the power of positivity has completely changed your mindset. 21 days is really all it takes to form a habit. The more positive you are, and I really do believe that what you talk about, you bring about. So when you're negative, you bring that negativity straight into your life. The more positive you are, the more you can manifest and bring in. It works to write it down, to do the
Exactly.
vision boards, all of that. It really does pull in.
Right.
Um, and I mean, can you not attest? In the past 2 years, I've
Well,
gone, I mean,
I
complete
mean,
change,
well,
but a good
exactly.
change, not like a bad change.
Exactly. Well, I mean, and you could attest for, when I was going through breast cancer and stuff,
Yeah.
that, I mean, I had just read The Secret, like literally a month before I found out that I had breast cancer. And I really did implement everything that I had read in that book about, how to power of positive thinking, because we all know, I mean, I have not always been the nicest person, and I'm still not always the nicest person, but um it was all about waking up in a different mindset every day. And we have now got Robin. So let me see how I'm gonna
When she's
do
at, well,
on
so while
land.
she's, we'll say while she's adding her in, Jesse, I've seen those. Those cards are beautiful. They're amazing. There was a TikTok on them and they walked through like some of the cards. They were so awesome.
Can you hear us, Robin?
I can hear you.
We can hear you and see you, but you're kind of cut off. There you are.
I
Good
can't I
morning.
can't see you. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
You can't see us on your you're
Uh-uh.
on your phone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you can go back and look at how beautiful you look on our stream afterwards.
Okay.
Um,
Sounds good.
so tell us, how did the abundance spell work? You know what, Robin, you froze up. So what we're gonna do, and this may help you see us,
Um
is I think I can add you just an audio. Maybe not. Let me see here. Um yeah, see, I can't, I don't know how to do it now, but maybe you'll pick back up. Is Robin frozen for everyone else?
I'm
Yes.
trying to get back to you again, but I can't find it's like I lost you on my phone.
Well, we can still hear you, so go ahead and tell us how. Oh, I can see I got Alabama skeleton key over my face. That's cute. Um, um, we could tell us how the abundance spell worked for you, and do you remember what we did
Can you
that
still hear
night?
me?
We can hear you.
Okay. So, well, I don't even know what we did exactly, but when we did it, you had like one grandchild. I had like no clothes in my closet because I had just lost a whole bunch of weight and I had nothing to wear. And so we did this. Oh, I see. There I am. I'm frozen because I can't get back there again. But anyway, yeah. Now I have like 4 closets full of clothes.
Well, that is amazing. And I
It
know that
is, and
you're
I
at the
have like multiple.
right. Well, and I remember also at the time you were struggling with some house deals, with money and stuff there too, and worried about losing your home. And I know that you still are in your same house, and you managed to save it and all that stuff too during that. Oh, I think we lost her again.
I think we did.
Okay, Robin, we lost you. I'm gonna click you out, but I'm gonna try to click you back in.
She's
And
so.
it looks like she's either gone or lost her signal. Well, we had her in for a minute, so
You know,
um,
it never fails. We have some kind of tech issue, anyways.
we always
So
have some kind of tech issue. So yeah, let's go and talk about those Disney. They are beautiful. There's lots and lots and lots of beautiful tarot decks. I would like to have the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot
oh, the
deck.
ones I have.
Yes.
Savannah
And
wants
then
them too.
there's several decks that I would like to have. I hate to say have, but
Neat.
maybe hold and feel and check out and
Look, y'all are gonna get like the view of my bed, my giant bed with all the papers and schoolwork and everything on it. Because that's how I live.
Robin, if you can still hear us, we lost you on the stream, but we can try
Reaching, it's not working.
to um
Oh, there we go.
bring you back in. If you'll,
Okay.
if you want, you can follow the link and come back in, and we'll see if it works again.
So this is the deck you're talking about.
Yeah. Is there a moon card in it?
Yeah.
Show me the moon card. The moon card is always my telltale thing on a deck of tarot cards.
Well, you know they've been shuffled, so it's gonna take me a second to find them.
No, that's fine.
I love this set. But everybody knows
Jesse, I'm going back reading the comments, and my purple hair is pretty much faded out now. I need some more blue on the bottom.
I have my blue. I have blue,
And
not purple.
that's why people came and they watch us is talk about our hair. It looks like we only have a couple people tonight anyway, Jesse and Robin. So because I'm sick and we really don't have much to talk about tonight. There's
You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna go through all of this, and it's gonna be the last card. Oh no, there it is. One of the last ones, the whole deck, and it's one of the last ones.
of course you should have started
Here's your
from the
moon.
other
Can
way.
you see it?
I can. Okay, yes. I like that.
The Hanged Man is the Santa. You know when he's in the movie and he's hanging from in Oogie Boogies. That's the Hanged Man.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I love the deck.
So yeah, I wanna check them out.
But it's presence. Like it goes through presence. So presence instead of another one. Like that's one of the present cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got candles.
Cool. Oh well, hey, how about this? Since we're willy nilly in it tonight here on Alabama Skeleton Key, shuffle them cards and pull one for me and tell me what it says. And while
Okay.
we're waiting on Tiff to shuffle, I just want to say, um, anybody who's watching this, please send love, prayers if that's what you do, light, good energy, juju, whatever it is that you do for someone. For my family, my sister in law passed away yesterday, and it was kind of expected, but not really expected. I mean, she's been battling COPD and stuff for years, and Cheryl was always just a kick-ass fighter. I mean, if anybody had any fight in him, it was Cheryl Wilson. And we all thought that this time. I mean, my husband Lenny talked to her the day before they put her on the ventilator, and she was saying she was going to be fine, and then we found out the next day she was on a ventilator and she never came off of it. So um, we are mourning the loss of her, her kids, her grandbabies, all of them. We send our love to them. We're all sick down here. My husband's not in the best of health and just traveled up there not so long ago. And because both of his sisters were in the hospital, and we're going to add Robin back in here.
Yay.
Yay,
Hello.
Robin's back again. Yay,
I'm
and she's
back.
not froze up. So,
No.
anyway, like I was saying, and I'll, finish wrap that up here is, y'all just send love and good juju, and yeah, Jesse, her great grandkids, Cheryl had a large family up there, and I know everybody's going to miss, that's going to be a huge presence in their life that's gone. So, send good energy to them. They're going to be dealing with all that stuff over the next few days.
Cheryl
So
really
welcome
was a
back,
huge
Robin.
presence as well. I just wanted to tell you, I'm sorry about your sister in law. And, she was a huge presence in any room.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. When Cheryl, walked on the property, you knew it.
Oh,
You
yeah, for
knew
sure.
Cheryl arrived. You knew Cheryl
Yeah.
had arrived. So,
Yeah.
it's been a hell of a couple of weeks. I don't know if you've seen me. Tammy had been on a ventilator too. She was real sick,
Wow.
and Lenny went up there.
Hmm.
And Cheryl had actually talked to him the day before she went on the ventilator, saying she was fine. That
Oh, wow.
she, worry about Tammy. And so Lenny went up there and spent a couple days up there with Tammy, and looked like she was improving. So he went ahead and came home so he could be home for Thanksgiving.
Right.
And it's unfortunate Cheryl just never got any better, unfortunately. So
Oh, wow.
anyway, well, we're not here to talk about sad things. We
Yeah.
do
There's
um
a lot of good
we
stuff
want
going on.
exactly, but we do want to acknowledge all them and everybody and send them our love and
Yeah,
all that
for
good
sure.
stuff. So
Yeah.
so
Tell
welcome
Nardo that,
back.
tell Nardo, send him, give him my condolences as well. So,
I will. Of course,
okay.
he is in the bed sleeping, and
Yeah,
um,
imagine
you,
that.
you know, his health. Of course, it's unfortunate, but we're all sick down here, and he's not gonna make
Did
it
he
back
get
up
the
there again.
creeping crud like you have?
He did. He just started it today, but he
Uh,
has some other stuff going on. And he's got a neurologist appointment Monday, and he was at a general surgeon on Friday or Thursday. So he's got upcoming tests and all this good stuff. So
Ew,
we got
that's
that
scary.
trip was
That's no
really
fun.
hard. Yeah, that trip was really hard on him.
Oh
Going up
yeah.
there and stuff. So
Well, here's to everyone who's in poor health. Hope you get well soon. And
thanks.
cheers.
I got my Pepsi in the Yeti here. So what's been going on with you up there?
Yummy. Well, this is gonna blow you guys away. I've been
I doubt
doing
it, but
professional dominatrix services. I know, silence, quiet.
no, no.
Hmm.
Hey, whatever everybody's thing is their thing, and
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Well, I always kind of liked BDSM, but, it wasn't something that I was really into. But, you know, a friend of mine that I worked with started kind of getting me interested in things again. And um, I really, really like it. It's something that I'm doing that I feel good about because I feel like I'm helping people still understand themselves and the world of BDSM. I'm sort of like the starter dom, like if you've never done it before and you want to try it, I'm the person that you should come see because I'm not like super brutal to people, but I do deliver a good flogging, and I make my own floggers. So I mean
right.
it's been really fun and interesting and just very just eye opening, as to what is out there in the world, and it takes all kinds of people. I'm telling you what.
Oh,
I've
I'm
been,
sure. I'm
and
sure.
I have subs that come to my house, and one of them said to me, he said, "You want me to pay you and clean your house naked?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "You'll never get anyone to do that." Guess what? They're doing it. Men are coming to my house paying me money to wash my dishes while they're naked. And yeah, it couldn't really be any better than that, I don't think.
So, well, yeah. Now, let me ask you. I'm gonna get personal now. What
Okay.
what does it cost a man to come
Yeah.
do your dishes naked?
Well, what I do is they have to make a
I mean,
donation
you could
to
throw an
my
approximate.
they
You could
make
do an
a donation
approximate,
to my she shop building fund, which then
right?
I use to keep the place running and stuff. And then
Right.
the customary donation is $300 for a session with Madam. And in that session, there's no guarantees you'll get anything that you have asked for, that you want, whatever. You get whatever I feel like giving you that day, and you're gonna
Right.
like it. And that's it. What is it? You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. I
Well, there
mean,
you
it's
go.
it's really a good gig. I mean, I can't even believe that I sometimes I have to pinch myself. I had a foot fetish guy come. He drove an hour and
Well,
a
well,
half to
ew.
kiss my. He
That's
massaged
me.
my feet.
That's me.
He kissed my toes, smelled my socks, and then he left. That was all.
Well, and Jesse Wilson saying, "Where do I sign up for this?" Jesse,
I'm
I mean,
telling
not
you, it's
only
great. I love this gig.
you,
And it's just something I
you
never
get to
thought I would do, but
thank them and
fun.
No,
well, I mean, hey, there's
no feet.
everybody's got to have something, and I'm with Tiff. I'm no feet.
See, I kind of like the cross dressers and the transvestites as well, because it's like playing dress up. They'll come over, and I have a bunch of clothes, so they'll I'll pick out something for them to wear, and I'll give it to them. They call it forced feminization. If I go, here, put this on, they call it forced feminization. See, then they can not have to feel like they wanted to do it. They did it because I
Right,
made them.
right.
But
You
then
made them
yeah,
do it.
right. I make them do it. So then, yeah. So it's different than,
Just
it's sort of like I'm not gay. He sucked my dick. You know that sort of,
right,
yeah,
right,
that sort of reasoning.
right,
So,
right.
anyways, I do a lot of that, and I like it. And I have one trainee that's so very pretty and just really a nice, nice person. I'm just blessed that I have met her, and I feel very, very lucky, that she's in my life. So there you go.
Right. Well,
'Cause you
cool.
meet all kinds of people, just all kinds. And I mean, some of them
Right,
are, you meet turds everywhere you go, but mostly it's been a positive experience, I would say.
right, right.
And I don't
Well,
know, what do you
Jesse
think of
Wilson.
the hair? I've gotten a positive result, feedback on the blue hair too. So.
Well, I always like the different colored hair. I walk around with
Mhm.
purple hair all the time, so
Yeah, it's true.
I always tell people, it's my natural color. God just fucked up. He meant to make it purple.
That's funny. I should tell people that
So
when they ask, "What's your natural color?" Well, it's blue. What do you mean?
right, it's blue. God just fucked up and didn't realize it until later in life. So
That's
yeah,
funny.
Jessie Wilson is saying she'll let somebody do whatever they want to her feet for
No,
$300.
no.
She said you can do whatever you want to do my dish.
That's how I felt about it. It's like, yeah, if you want to rub my feet and kiss my toes, I don't care. Go ahead. And honestly, I
I
thought
might let somebody rub my feet, but kissing them,
I,
nope.
I let somebody suck my toes, and I kind of liked it. I didn't think I would, but I did. So now I give stuff before I say
I know.
I'm not doing that. I kind of give it a chance. I might like it. I don't know. You know.
Jesse, Jude, I'll let you rub and kiss them for $100. Times are hard.
Yes, you'd
I
have
mean,
to get Jared to agree
I'll
with
hook
all
up with
that now.
somebody.
well, Jesse Wilson.
The fetlife.com. It's fetlife.com. And they actually, I get a lot of my subs through them because it's fetish people. There's lots of different
Right.
fetishes. And, some of them are to me like they have, like they call it water sports, but basically you're just peeing on the street. I can't, I have yet to try that. I'm not sure I want to, but I've been
We're not.
encouraged to do so, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't
I don't
really
know if you can read I don't know if you can read the comments, but we're laughing
know.
at Jessie because she's
Jesse
saying
slob on my pigs.
suck the piggies.
Oh my god.
That's funny. Okay,
So,
I can't
she
read
said
it.
Jared's
Suck them piggies.
suck,
Yeah,
suck the piggies.
go ahead. Yeah, that's
Um,
what. You know what? I'm not sure I'm gonna like this, but I'll try it. And that was it. Just try stuff. I guess that's the lesson. My takeaway is even if you think you're not going to like it or if that you can't do it for some reason, try it anyway because there were so many things that I had locked myself out of thinking I can't do this or I'm not going to want to do that or I don't like it. And if I just give things a try, sometimes I do like it, or I find out I can do it. So just give stuff a try, I guess. My lesson.
right.
But you have
Robin's
to have like boundaries. See,
True.
I'm a try it once person, but my boundaries is don't touch my daggone feet. Like you can rub them, but no feet. Like, whoa.
That's funny. I have like I don't know, 50 pairs of high heels too, of shoes, because the feet guys like the shoes. That and I step on
right.
balls. So I'll like I have lots of pictures of me in my high heel shoes stepping on some testicles. So they like that stuff. They like the I don't know, the brutality, but the beauty of it. Or like a double, like
Beauty and the Beast. So, for those who are tuning in later, I would just remind you that you are watching Alabama Skeleton Key Unlocked and Uncensored. This is why we do Unlocked and Uncensored after midnight on Sunday nights because you never know what the fuck we're going to come up with on the show.
hmm
So, Robin, of course, because we are, a paranormal team and we do, stream on the Things Network. That's, a paranormal network.
what my
Um,
house wanted.
well, I
It
was
is.
just going to ask, do you
Mhm.
have paranormal activity?
All
And, what kind of activity do you have up there?
Well, the garage out in the garage, and it was about the same time of every night, for quite some time, and it was like I'd hear this really loud thump from upstairs in the loft of my shop, and it was loud, like somebody just picked something up and dropped it, and of course, you look up there and there's nothing, and so, I knew, yeah, there's something going on here. And then in the house, sometimes you'll hear weird noises, and you'll look and both the pets are laying next to you. It's like, it wasn't them. So there was, something else making
Right.
noise in the house. And then the house itself was built on slaughterhouse land. In my address,
She
it says
froze up
slaughterhouse.
again. Tiff, are you
So
frozen or is it?
built on land. And I think that's partially why it's almost like an open door here. Like the veil is very thin here. And I almost can like hear
Well,
them
you're right there next. You're right
station,
there next to the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Does
being
it
right there next to
something?
the water that draws the energy.
Ah, okay. Yeah. And I think a lot of, lives were lost here. Now, I don't know if it was all just, if it was any human animal, but lives were lost here. And it was,
Oh,
I know
definitely.
here.
Right. How old is your house exactly?
It was built in 1940.
Okay, so it's what, 70-ish? My
Yeah.
brain does not compute tonight because I'm sick and all that good stuff.
40,
So,
uh, yeah, something like that. 70 years. Yeah. I
yeah.
think. Close. You're close.
So close. Yeah. So,
Uh,
um,
don't
yeah,
ask
we'd
me.
have to do some. Well, we're supposed to come up that way in April, and I'm looking. Well, Jesse's saying more like 80 years because her husband is a math whiz, and so yeah, he
Oh,
just sat there
nice.
and popped it out of his mouth. Thank you, Jared.
Thank
um,
you. I'm not good.
uh, um, but yeah, some of the team members have expressed an interest that that they'd like to find. If we have to go to Iowa, we might as well like find some haunted places to be
Well,
while we're there.
I definitely think that this place is haunted. I know it is. And even this whole neighborhood, like my friend well, she used to be my friend, but she's my neighbor, Stacy. She said
Been
she
there,
saw.
done that with neighbors.
Yeah, I know, right? And it's sad because I really wanted us to be friends, but she's a weirdo. Anyway, I mean, and not
I
in a,
hope
like
you're not watching Stacy.
she's a weirdo. She's just a weirdo. Anyway, but she said she saw this like apparition, and it was a woman, and she's like, I got to get away. I got to get away. And she was talking and stuff, and then like she took off and just like basically disappeared. And they all watched her disappear. So it was kind of like, I mean, really like real for them. So I know there's a lot of stuff down here, and a lot of people have died down here by the river. I don't know what it is about water. People want to go to the water, to die. I don't know why.
Right. Well, I mean, we've known the Mississippi. I mean, fuck, it could have been Joyce Clint. I mean, when I think of the Mississippi, that's automatically, where my brain goes. And for people that do not know, this was a very famous case. It was the late 80s, wasn't it, Robin?
I think so. Yeah,
Dr. James Clint,
it might have been like
a
mid
chiro.
'80s.
Well, Lenny and I got married in 1984, and I know it happened after that.
Okay, so it's
You
probably
know,
like
let's say I might have been right.
5 or 6 then when it happened.
Jesse, Google that shit. Dr. James Clint in Davenport, Iowa, then tell us the answer.
Yeah,
He hacked up his wife. Well, he was a chiropractor, number one.
I
A
know.
chiropractor in the Quad Cities there. And so Dr. James Clint killed
Uh-huh,
his wife in their home. Well, they had 2 sons, I believe.
uh-huh.
While
I
the
think.
sons slept, he hacked up their mother in the garage with his chainsaw and then dumped her body in the Mississippi River. And all of us were like fucking kids swimming and partying and drinking, and imagine how grossed out you are when you find out, because
Yeah,
in all the areas where we partied and shit would have been right with the areas where he was down there dumping body parts.
I know, right?
I
Ew.
mean, I'd
So
have been
Jesse
so,
said
yeah.
couldn't Google, so I'm pulling up the article.
Okay.
Ooh, ooh, eh. No, go back to the page, you diggity. Um,
And I went to that house after they had, done the investigation, and the people who bought it after James Clint, they moved in, and they said all the plumbing was taken apart, and they had to like redo all the plumbing because they'd gone through it to investigate and try and find samples of
Oh
hair or what
yeah, yeah, evidence. Yeah.
stuff. So they'd taken apart all the plumbing and stuff, and I went there, and it was just like, I mean, I didn't really feel anything there. Like, it was like creepy
Like
or
you didn't feel like something horrible had happened there.
it didn't feel
You know,
like
but
something happened. And,
but you
honestly,
know,
he might not have done it like that.
right, yeah, he may not have done it there.
Yeah.
He
He might
might
not
have
have done
done it
it
somewhere
in
else,
any case.
you
I
know.
mean, innocent people get convicted of stuff every day. And I'm not saying he was innocent. He probably did do it. I mean, he was a chiropractor. But, it's, I guess we don't know. The house can't tell us exactly. And if
No, and but I could tell you by haunted locations. It could also be the time that you go into. Like if you went in around the anniversary, of it, it may be more active at that time. It may not be, you know. Like my mom's new house out here that we call Graceland that we've investigated so many times. We're about to
uh-huh.
cleanse. We're about to cleanse that bitch.
Oh, good.
But it's sometimes you can go there and you have very, very little activity.
Mm-hmm.
And then other times we can't even get equipment set up.
Uh,
Shit's banging and knocking and
well,
footsteps and piano playing. And I mean, it's just massive crazy. Tiff went on her first investigation over there a few weeks ago. And Tiff, you can jump in here and tell us a little bit about what happened to you at Graceland.
ooh, yeah.
Graceland of Alabama. Let me do my waiver here. We are not talking about Memphis. We are talking about a house my parents bought in Alabama. I call it Graceland because when we first found it, it had crushed blue velvet drapes and blue velvet carpet. And I jokingly said, and it's full of stuff, 4 outbuildings that are full of stuff. I
Oh, wow.
jokingly said, Elvis must have lived here, and I bet we find him here. And I'll be damned if we did not find an Elvis doll still in the box and an Elvis costume. So we did, in fact,
Wow.
find Elvis. We found Elvis in Graceland of Alabama. So now there's a little waiver so everybody knows that we have not. I would love to investigate Graceland in Memphis, but as of now, we have not. When we talk about Graceland Spirit, we're talking about Graceland of Alabama. So, Tiff, tell us what happened to you at Graceland a
so
couple weeks ago.
so Graceland of Alabama. Um, been there what a couple times with you. Um,
Yeah, during the day, but not really investigating.
not necessarily investigating. So that was the first time at night and bringing all of the meters in the investigation. I'm assuming, and I can only assume it was Mary. Um, I got called a bitch. I got told to leave. Name calling was quite heavy. Um, very much
I
so,
get that a lot
speaking.
too. Yeah.
But when
Especially if Matt and I are there together, they seem to
I don't know if
like
it's
to
because it's a
cuss at
strong
Matt and
presence.
I.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
a strong presence. So they're like, okay, no, I need you to get out. Like you're a strong force. But so when y'all had gone upstairs, Jess and I were downstairs and I still had your phone, and I was talking using the app on
Mm-hmm.
your phone. And I've not mentioned anything about my brother, period, around Graceland. Um And it all of a sudden the voice said, "Your brother." And I'm like, "What about my brother?" "He's dead." I'm like, "No shit, I know he's dead." And then we had gone upstairs. I can say the back room where your grandma's stuff is stored right now. I refuse
Hmm.
to go near that room. There's something about that room. The door was closed. I can't. And that was Mary's bedroom.
Well,
I
that
think
was
that's
the room
where
that I've been on many investigations and I've had freaky things happen, where every hair on your body stands up and or you just feel like, oh, I'm gonna throw up if I don't get out of here. I mean, I've
Mhm.
had a lot of, but that night at Graceland, and it was not the last investigation we had. I'm echoing back somewhere really bad. Um, Robin, you must have your phone close to something, or Tiff, is it you? I'm echoing. I can hear an echo bad.
not me.
I don't know. Can you?
Um,
Oh, it's probably me.
okay.
Okay. Step
Um, let me see. Yeah, I don't hear an echo back now. So,
Okay.
anyway, that night, um, Matt, one of our other investigators, had been grabbed by something. So I'm thinking I'm going to be Billy Badass. And usually we always investigate at least in teams of two. Walk around the house, two people together. Don't be alone. Because number one, if something major happens and we have an apparition walk out in front of us, we want to have somebody else verify that I'm not fucking crazy. Did you just see that?
Hmm.
So, or if you hear something, I mean, if anything paranormal happens, you want someone else there to verify that you heard or seen or, whatever happens.
Hmm.
So, but this night in particular, it was getting late. We were all kind of wrapping it up, and I'm going to be Billy Badass. And there's this hallway that leads down to Mary, is the previous owner that we keep talking about. She passed away. Um, we this hallway that leads down to her room. Everybody that walks in this house, be it daytime, nighttime, everybody's like, there's something weird about that hallway. It's just creepy as fuck. And if you go back and watch some of our investigation videos, a lot of activity happens in this damn hallway. So I thought I'm gonna be Billy Badass and I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna sit in this room because my grandmother's stuff is stored in this bedroom now, right? I'm thinking I'm safe, I'm protected, I'm surrounded by my grandmother's stuff. Matt had been grabbed, so I'm in there doing an EVP session, asking who's here, who grabbed Matt, who's been cussed. And I got like this weird sound and it didn't come on my recorder. It's one of those things that I heard it, but it's not on the audio. It was it was a grunt growl, but not really. Just something like a. I knew something was there, and then in just the blink of an eye, it felt like all the oxygen was sucked out of the room. If I did not leave the room now, I would die. I mean, I couldn't breathe. It felt like, I don't know, it was the weirdest feeling that I've ever had. Of course, my team will say, I went straight out the back door, walked around, grounded, collected myself, and then went right back in there because I'm not going to show them any fear in there.
Yeah.
Um, but it was a definite weird experience. So everybody that's investigated in there has had some type of experience.
Wow.
It never fails. It never fails to show itself.
Well, and if you look
Especially, but
at
1:30 in the morning, it is active as fuck.
oh well, that's when I started getting made
Yeah.
fun of. I got called fat. I got called, like they were, but
And you got all the kind.
yeah, I did. Negative Nancy was definitely there. And I was like, you can't scare me. That was the biggest thing. I was like, you're not scaring me. Call me fat. I don't care. You can call me names,
I think
but
it was because it was Tiff's like first actual investigation. Um, and that was our fundraiser investigation. We allowed the public to come in. People that are interested in paranormal ghost hunting. We allowed them to come in so we could raise some money. And with that money, we got some new Wi-Fi video cameras that we will be setting up and live streaming stuff. And so,
Nice.
yeah, we and it helped contribute to some of the podcast equipment that we do. And so, yeah, our fundraiser was pretty cool little thing. But now, it's been great for training new team members and all that good stuff. But now it's time to stop fucking with that bitch, and we're gonna start cleansing her out of there.
I'll say, look at the windows. Like y'all had gone in at the last investigation, and there were crosses on the windows, specific
Yeah, just
windows, not every
crosses.
window,
Yeah,
random.
and we've
And
been in this
then
house, Robin. I mean,
all through the whole
my
house.
mom and dad are in there daily,
Yeah.
and
So it's
mom
not, and
and
it's
dad
not
ain't
them.
put
You
no
can you
crosses.
can see the dust, like that it's
Oh,
dusted, like they wrote through dust. Well, then
oh,
when we went that night, remember, on that one hallway, the entire hallway, the
Mm,
crosses were like scrubbed off, like someone had rubbed them off. And
hmm.
then there were kid fingerprints, child. You could see where a hand had like wiped across a door in the bathroom.
Oh, wow. That's a little more
so,
serious than what I got going on.
yeah, I mean,
I
yeah, there's some
try not to be
serious
scared
activity at the house.
and I try not to show fear. And I'm like, okay, whatever, that's cool, whatever's going on. And then I just sort of like nonchalantly, brush it off or, run to the house, whatever. But it's,
Right, right,
I try to, just like, oh, no big deal. It's just this or that, because I just
right.
don't want fear.
Well, yeah, and in most cases, and of course, here we go with opinions are like assholes, and everybody's got one, and most of them stink. I know there will be paranormal investigators out there that disagree with me, but in my opinion, in my experience, 99.9% of hauntings, paranormal activity, if it's truly paranormal activity caused by an entity, a spirit, then they're really not dangerous. They really just want attention. Or,
Hmm.
I think some of them are lost and, really don't understand what's going on. Then maybe they
Right.
don't know that they're dead.
What about my cat? That happened with my cat, Wilson. He got hit on the road and it was sudden, and he got hit so hard. He died instantly, I'm sure. And so when I had gone to get him and then I brought his body home and I put it, somewhere safe and I was going to bury him the next day. But that night, just out of, how cats are just out of the corner of your eye, you see them move,
Yeah,
and then they're
yeah,
gone so fast. But that's what I saw. I saw a flash of him and then he was gone. And I think he got killed so fast he didn't know he was dead and he came back home
right,
and he
right,
figured fast that, he was dead. And so then he left.
right.
But it was that was really weird.
Yeah, I definitely, believe, I mean, animal spirits exist. We'll have to talk, about Jesse's pig, Harley. Everybody remembers, the potbelly pig that we had for 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
Harley
Yeah,
smelled like maple. Right. Harley smelled like maple syrup. We do not know why. We always joke that maybe that's where maple syrup or maple bacon and maple flavored ham came from, was maple pigs. Because our pig smelled like freaking maple syrup. No matter, I mean, like we were feeding him maple syrup, he had potbelly pig food, and that's what he ate. Occasionally he got some popcorn snacks or, but for the most part, potbelly pig food. He'd get some scrap vegetables and stuff. Don't have a clue why the pig smelled like maple syrup. But to this day, now he's been dead, what, Jesse, 12 years? And to this day, every now and then, it
Oh my
has
God.
not happened at this house yet, but I know that it will eventually. I will hear that damn pig oink, and I will smell maple syrup.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
So yeah, he's been dead 11 years, and I know. I and Jessie said she still hears him. I've heard him since we've lived here. Like shortly, I don't think we were even living here. I think it was when we were first like putting fences up and all that stuff down here before we technically moved in. I think I heard him out in the pasture. I know I did because I remember thinking, okay, I know you're here with us. Didn't smell him that day. So, but I know eventually that'll happen again. It's usually you hear him and then suddenly you'll smell him.
Huh. That's so
So
bizarre.
I definitely believe animal spirits exist. And I believe, I mean, animals are magical creatures.
Big
This freaking
incarnations of human beings.
Charlie, Lenny's cat, Charlie, fucking conjured a cat that's almost identical to him. A cat showed up here Christmas Day, a white cat, and unfortunately he didn't live very long. My freaking dogs got a hold of him. He wasn't smart enough to stay out the dog fence. But Charlie loved that freaking cat. We have another cat, Cy, who is an asshole, and he doesn't want to play with.
This.
He does. Yeah, Cy is the tuxedo cat. He doesn't want to play with the other cats. He's just a grumpy old man. And so Charlie is, much younger, and he's only 2 now, and he likes to play. And when the white cat showed up, he had a playmate. And of course, like I said, he didn't live 6, 8 weeks before the dogs got him.
Mm,
And the 4th of July, this fucking gray kitten. Now Charlie is a bobtail gray cat, and he showed up at our house 2 years ago on the 4th of July. Not this past 4th of July, but year before last. He showed up that weekend, and I'll be damned if this 4th of July, this cat conjured a cat that looks just like him, except it's got a tail. I
nice.
mean, it's the craziest damn thing. And the cat Blueberry walked in here. He was a little kitten, and he walks in here like he fucking owned the place with, 2 Rottweilers and the hound dog, the pit bull, and he dominates the damn dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna kick their ass. It's the craziest thing, and I've said since day one, Charlie conjured that damn cat. He conjured himself a
A
playmate.
story about manifesting a cat. Okay. This was the little cat that I was holding on to and hugging and loving and thinking about getting another cat when Wilson got run over. And so then
Hmm.
I was mourning deeply. It was terrible. And I thought, well, maybe I should get another cat. What kind of cat would I get? I kept thinking about it. And I even said to my friend, Jack, I want a kitty for Christmas. And Jack says, well, I ain't getting you no cat. And I said, well, you don't have to get me a cat. I said, I'm just putting it out there. And so then
Right,
a few days before Christmas, here come Bob. Well, Bob looks just like this. I'll see if I
right.
can't find Bob just a minute.
um, yeah, I have Jesse, and well, y'all already know this, but Scylla is in my closet along with Coda. And of course, Scylla possessed Mia. I mean, if you hear that dog bark, she sounds just exactly like Scylla barking. It
Oh,
still freaks me out
here's
sometimes.
Bob.
Hey,
So,
Bob, he looks just like my Psy.
well, and he looked just like the toy cat. And so here it was.
Yeah,
I manifested Bob. I know I did. I needed him, and then he was there. And
sweet
he's
Bob.
a cat. But I can't believe he just showed up on my porch. Cats don't do that. I've never, ever found another one like that.
Well,
So, Bob,
I mean, that's what
special.
Blueberry did. Lenny opened the front door. Well, Charlie did that. In fact, I had a cat, Will, that looked just like Bob, and
Uh huh.
we'd gone to look at the house,
Uh huh.
and Will went outside before we left, and I had a feeling. I tried to get him in. He wouldn't come in, so we left, went and looked at the house, came back, couldn't find Will, never could find Will. So for a couple of days, I'm calling Will, and I was walking through the kitchen and I heard a cat, and I thought that didn't sound like Will, but I thought it's got to be Will. Go open the front door and I find this little gray bobtail cat on my damn front porch.
Mm-hmm.
That was at the old house, and then a year later. Same thing. Lenny opens the door. It was on the 4th of July, and Walt Blueberry walks in like you damn own the place. So,
Charlie
Yes.
him
wanted a
and
playmate.
Charlie wanted a playmate. I mean, it is like his little twin brother, except he's got a tail.
He manifested him.
He did. I swear. I think he did.
Manifestation. It really works. It does. When you
It
want
does, and
something, if you
Tiff,
really focus on it, you can make it happen.
right, and Tiff actually talked about that a little earlier too. She went through some major changes in her life, and of course, she's come out on top of it. And
Woo-hoo.
when I went through breast cancer, I mean the power of positive thinking
Hmm.
makes all the difference in the world, and I
Well,
just can't stress
that
that enough.
your life doesn't happen to you, you happen to it.
Right. Yeah. So I heard someone else say something similar to that.
Hmm.
Um, you, you know, don't, I can't remember exactly how it was said, and I just heard it today too.
Hmm.
Something about live your live your life. Don't let something about basically what you said. Don't let
Yeah.
your life control you.
Yes.
I wish I could remember it because it was really good, and I thought at the time,
All
"Ooh,
right.
that's really good."
Over your life and the things that happen to you in your life than you ever dreamed that you did. I know I didn't think that I had that much control in my life over the events that happened to me. But they don't happen to you; they happen because of you.
Well, I realized, you know, well, y'all know this about me, but of course, I didn't always know I was a witch, and it happened for me just before. I mean, I always did witchy things, but just didn't
Right.
realize which,
Right.
and put it to play, to use it to my benefit.
Hmm.
So it was just before I turned 50, that I was invited to a pagan wedding, and that's how it all started for me. I didn't want to be stupid going to this pagan wedding and started educating myself. And the more I educated myself, I thought, well, wait a minute. That's how I believe that. Well, and then it got me. I went down the rabbit hole, and the more deeper in the rabbit hole I got, then it was a whole self discovery thing. It was like, wait a
Hmm.
minute, am I a witch? And
Hmm.
other things, paranormal were happening in my house at the same time. It's like
Hmm.
everything came together at the same time.
Hmm.
And so at 50, dedicated myself. I don't want to say, because people, when they hear paganism and we dedicated ourselves, they think that we're doing ritual. I dedicated myself to study more into paganism, to open my mind and give it a
Hmm.
shot that was not, what I thought it was, my misconceptions,
Yeah.
stereotypes. And Tiffany, that was a subject that we were going to talk about. We were throwing ideas around what we would talk about. So,
Hmm.
yes, I stereotyped paganism and witches, and I guess, being younger and watching The Craft, things like that, we think that that's the thing that witches do. Well,
No.
then the more I realized a lot of these things I have done all my life, burning incense and candles, to collect myself, or music. Music is a big thing, healing thing for me. Water, being able to just go sit out by the water as long as it's not too hot. And there's, because I am a princess about it. It can't be too hot. It can't have bugs. you know,
I know, kind of like that.
I don't want to be sweaty and sticky and all that shit. Um, but the more I learned about being a witch does not mean that we're flying on broomsticks and casting spells. It's
Oh,
really about well,
perfect
it's
room,
really about
everybody. Hey, that's my ride. Be careful there.
it's for me, it's really about self-discovery.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say at 55, I mean, don't get me wrong when I say this, because I mean my life has been pretty good. I've got two beautiful kids, six beautiful grandbabies, and a
Mhm.
wonderful husband. That here next week we're celebrating 37 years
Oh,
marriage.
wow.
Um,
Wow. Great. Congratulations.
wow,
That's awesome.
so I mean, that's a long fucking time to be with one person.
That is.
And I've known Robin, so for people that
Mhm.
don't know, I've known Robin since I was like 12.
Yeah.
So I've known her and I've known my husband.
Hmm.
But in my
I
self
probably wishes
discovery,
even back then we were drawn to each other because we knew, we recognized that we were the same. We recognized like we were in the same tribe, kind of, and
right,
that
and we've discussed this
just,
before
but
that
even thought about that back then, even though I had already manifested a lot of things in my life. I
I
just did.
did too. I mean, I did too. I remember, if I thought about it once, something hard enough, or I know that we both had experiences where we think about, oh, so and so, they would call, or and I'm going to give us away a little bit here. We'd be sitting there, and we're talking about we're 13, 14 years old, thinking, man, we'd really like to get high, and fucking weed would just appear. I mean, we're kids, we didn't have a job,
It's
and
because
when we would manifest this shit,
yeah, we made it happen, and I made a lot more things happen than I even realized until I
oh
started
yeah.
reflecting upon it, and looking back and going, "Wow, I think I manifested that too." Like basically your whole
Yeah.
life. I
Well,
always
and
thought
that's what I was going to
that I was
say.
living a blessed life, but I was really living the life of true expression, because I had made it happen.
Right, what I learned in my self discovery is, I mean, y'all know me. I take something, I could take something this big and worry about it and worry about it and worry about it and replay it in my head and go over it and chew it up and shit it out and eat it again. And, I'm a cancer and I can't help myself. I do that, but I have gotten much better about it as
Hmm.
I've gotten older, because I realized, there used to be a time when, oh my God, I'd stress out about, fucking Christmas is coming. How am I going to pay bills and,
Hmm.
do Christmas? And,
Hmm.
or how am I going to pay the, power bill is, in December, I know is going to be way more than what we can afford. Oh my God, and I would stress and eat this shit all day long. And
Hmm.
once I started realizing about manifestation, that I was, worrying about bills, worrying about not being able to pay my bills. And what
Hmm.
happened? I wasn't
It was
able to pay my bills for whatever
really
reason.
bad.
Right. So now I just don't fucking worry about it. And Lenny, he's a witch. He ain't never going to admit it, but he's always said, baby, don't worry about it. It'll all work itself out. And
Uh-huh.
he's always had that mindset. Don't worry about it. It's going to work. We've always been okay. It
Yeah.
took me a lot of years to finally, and I'm not going to lie and say that I don't worry anymore, because, yes, something will come up that, yes, it's still going to,
Counterproductive,
you know,
though. That worry is counterproductive.
right, so, but now when I catch myself in that, I try to catch myself and go, okay, you're worried about this, you're sending it out there, and that's exactly what the hell's going to happen.
Hmm.
You got to change your way, change the direction you're thinking.
Hmm. Yeah. You really just have to stay positive that things are going to come out okay, that you're going to have the money to pay something, that you're going to, if you just go ahead and do it, go ahead and order that thing, or tell the man to come and fix this thing. And then by the time it's time for him to be paid, the money will be there. And you have to have that belief, that deep in your soul
Right,
belief that that will happen, and that things will come out right, and you have to believe,
right.
because if you don't
And
believe it,
Tiffany, tell us
it's not going to happen.
Tell us what's the last big thing you've manifested, Tiffany?
Well, oh, Tiffany, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Or the last little thing. What's the what's something that you put your mind to, and it worked out just like you wanted it to. She's having a problem because she's had so much.
Me, it's my transvestite. That was the last thing that I thought that I wanted because I ain't gonna lie. I like chicks with dicks. It's really, they're just got the best of everything. And so I said, I said to myself, I really want a pretty tranny with a big dick. And, that's what I got was a pretty tranny with a big dick. And he's so wonderful. Just a great person. He's a Sagittarius, if that tells you anything. Very
Hmm.
loving people that are just so just wonderful people. My mother was a Sagittarius, and I needed that in my life. I needed that cheerleader, that somebody who
Right,
really was good, in my life, and that's what he
right.
is. So, or she,
Well,
I don't know.
that's good.
He's
Right.
gender fluid, so
They,
it doesn't matter.
yeah, they. So, Tiff, did you come up with anything yet? What was?
So, job wise, um,
Hmm.
I don't like being where I'm at. Of course, that's why I've gone back to school. I don't want to be in customer
Right.
service my whole life. But my goal was within a year that I wanted to take supervisor position. And I actually interviewed, I think it was last week, well, probably 2 weeks ago, interviewed for a senior lead position. Um, and it was funny because it was like that day I was going in to look at the computer and I was like, all right, something's got to give. Like, I just, this is getting overwhelming at work, completely just crazy. And that day I got the email that said, hey, we're putting out a new position. So I went straight
And then
in
there you go.
and put my application and got a message that, like, I think the next day about doing an interview.
Very cool.
Nice.
And have you done the interview yet?
Yes.
Did you hear anything
Well,
back to whether what was going to happen?
Not yet, only because we merged part of our areas like within the last week. So I haven't really talked to the manager much. Um, and they were focusing on doing some other stuff. So I think they have to finish all of the interviews before they offer positions. And I think they just finished at the end of last week.
You're
So
gonna get,
right.
you're gonna get it.
That's
should
yeah. You're
hear.
gonna get it.
Pretty
Yeah, we're
confident.
gonna claim it for you. Yeah, we're gonna claim it for you. You got it.
No, I know I'm gonna get it. And every time it's been like it's funny because it's like right about before I'm about to quit the job. Like I'm like, this is too much, I just can't do it. I get a raise.
It's the universe's way of keeping you at it because it's the path that you're supposed to take.
Right.
Well, right.
Hmm. Yeah, I've had that before where it was like I felt like when I went to take board exams for chiropractic, and I had like multiple times I had to take them. Every time I'd stand at the door and say, "Okay, if I'm not meant to be doing this, just let me fail this exam right now. I'll take that as a sign, and I'll go find something else to do." Every single time I took a board exam, I passed it with flying colors. Every single time. I never even failed one part of boards. So I knew right then that I had made the right decision of being a chiropractor because, the universe was behind me on it. So it was what I was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I'll say that I remember back in the day when Robin was just going to go to school just to be a chiropractic technician.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Just and then, yeah, the path that kept leading her
Hmm.
into becoming a doctor. So,
Yeah. So yeah, and then now I don't really do too much with it at all, but that's okay. I think I might go back to school and
but
be
you did,
a psychologist.
right? That would be cool.
Be next Dr. Ruth and tell people how to have good sex.
Look, and you could do a podcast right here on our Spirit channel.
Sure.
You can come in and talk about whatever. If it's going to be like unlocked and uncensored, we just have to put you on later at night. Um,
Well,
but
this
we
is
are kind of
honestly, this has been
with
great. I thank you guys so much for having me on. especially like
Well, we
improv.
appreciate. Well, and that's what I was about to say. We appreciate you jumping on, impromptu like this because Jess Beauregard is actually my host for Alabama Skeleton Key. I'm a co-host, and anybody on our team that wants to jump in is also a co-host. So far, Tiffany, well, Matt has come on.
Yeah.
Audio wise, he didn't come on live, and Cade, they've come on. We've had a few team members come on, but Tiffany kind of saved our butt tonight by not leaving me out here. It's really hard to get on the camera and just talk into this by yourself. It was
Yeah.
really hard for me to do it to begin with, just to start. And
Mhm.
I won't say that Jess pushed me into it, but she encouraged me, we can do this, we can do this. And so now, it's actually become really fun. I enjoy doing it. It's like a therapy session after we get offline. It's like you've just had a therapy session with a friend.
Yeah, kind of. It is kind of, and I love the shows that you guys are doing. It's awesome. I loved it when you had the reader on. She was good and
Jonicia.
really
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, she was good. Um,
She is actually doing her own show on Wednesday
Wednesdays.
nights on our
she
Spirit
talked,
channel.
I was thinking, you know what? She could have her own show, just like Dr. Phil did with Oprah.
Right,
And so that's so
right.
funny now that she's got her own show.
Yeah, we're streaming her on our Spirit channel on Wednesday nights
They,
from 9 to 10.
yes, Spirit is
And
growing with the podcast. We are very grateful that Things Network has allowed us to do Alabama Skeleton Key. But Spirit is growing with its own lives. We've got Joe does Wednesdays. Thursdays is Alabama Skeleton
here
Key,
we'll
and then
run Joe's
eventually,
Bigger here. So yeah, for
eventually,
anyone who
I
would
will.
like to have a sorry, Jeff.
You're good.
Go ahead.
Eventually, I
Go
will
ahead.
have a podcast coming up. Terry and I talked about that. Um, I just haven't gotten it in the works yet. I've got big stuff going on at school this week, so um,
Yeah, so now at the bottom for anybody watching later, I've got the banner scrolling for energy readings with Jonicia, who Robin had mentioned, how good she was. Every Wednesday night, email your selfie to spirit.empress.j@gmail.com, and she selects 3 or 4 people to read on Wednesday nights, and you can
A
get
link,
your.
email or send me that email address.
I will,
yes,
Robin.
she
Thanks.
does a really good job. I'll say I was one of the first ones that she pulled when we hosted on Alabama Skeleton Key.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought like I hid a lot that you would, and she called every single one of it.
Oh
Um,
wow.
and that was just so I'm actually looking at doing like an in-person reading because
Hmm.
there's not a lot. I mean, and she was good for just a picture.
Hmm.
And that's how she bases hers, just off a picture. So, I'm looking at. I want to do a in-person reading with her. I think that would be
Yeah.
an awesome.
I've been doing tarot myself. I've been learning to do tarot readings myself. Because my neighbor does them, and she's really good, and so she's been kind of coaching me and teaching me tarot. Because I think it's a valuable skill. Do you read your own cards then, Terry?
I do. Y'all bear with me for a minute because I'm choking my head off. Y'all keep talking.
Um,
Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. Talk.
Terry, I do tarot. Jess does tarot. I occasionally read for others, but mostly I just do it for myself.
Hmm.
Reading and just kind of seeing like if I'm on my right path. That's my normal. But yeah, Terry has witches. She does her own runes too. Is that your runes, Terry? Those are her witches runes. She made them. Those are the ones you made, right?
I made these. And I do better reading myself with my ruins. And I think because I made them myself,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these rocks I dug up myself.
See,
So, I
I
mean, like, you
bunch
know,
of rocks that I found on the beach, and I was going to make runes out of them. I'll have to talk to you about it though. Another time. Uh,
yeah, well, when we go in broadcast, if you stay here, then we'll still be in studio. We
okay.
won't be live, but we'll still be
What are you
face to
guys
face
on?
like this. We're on
Wait,
till 1:30 tonight.
till
Yeah,
when?
so time check, there's 10 minutes, well, roughly, 9, 10 minutes left
Oh, okay.
We're about 10
for
minutes
live.
to the end
Okay.
for live. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I'll flash my little
Nice.
ruins here.
I dug up
So,
some
and
stuff and the kids some
I do
rocks,
have my
some
tarot.
fossil stuff.
I think though it depends on what you feel. Like if you feel closer and you want to do runes, or if like you feel closer to cards, like I like doing cards. I'm not saying I don't like doing runes or anything, but I just it's one of those like make it yourself. But I've been doing tarot for a while. Um, but I just feel better. Like Terry likes doing pendulum readings. I like tarot. I
I
think
got
it's just a
I got
personal
a
preference.
fire. I'm
Yeah.
going to the fire.
It just depends on what I'm feeling. But if I'm reading myself, I would usually just pull a ruin. And if it's like I want to know if today's gonna be shitty or
It's
whatever,
crappy.
I just
That's why I
pull my
have my two
ruin.
sets of cards. I have oracle cards and tarot cards.
Yeah, and I know Jess does that too.
Oh,
She
I have
has
cards too. What do you do? How do you do those? I
the
haven't really.
oracle cards. And Tiff, you could tell her more. I've not really worked
So
with oracle cards.
you can use oracle cards to spell cast.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also like I use my oracle cards, not necessarily I can use it for a reading, but more or less as like your topics on your oracle cards are like prosperity, financial stability,
Mm-hmm.
grief. So it goes through like I pulled earlier today just because I was playing around with the my cards and I was thinking about the podcast tonight. And so the three cards that I pulled just because it was a quick 3 card pull was I don't remember the first one. The second one was grief, which now it's holiday time. I miss my brother, miss my family that's passed, so it's a bad time. And then
Cheryl.
yeah, and then the other
Yeah,
was I think prosperity. So like you're doing the right thing. Do you know what I mean? Like you're on the right path kind of
right.
thing. So that was what, because of course I have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So when Terry said that, I was like, okay, I'll be up and be able to be on, but I'm taking a nap today so that I can get up in the morning and be on time for work. So but it's just
And
more along the lines of the oracle cards are more along the lines of just they're a simpler version, I think. It's not so in depth. Like there's still depth to it.
well, and I think the little bit experience that I have with oracle cards, they tend to be gentler, maybe.
Yes, they are very
Not
gentle. They're
so.
not harsh.
Yeah, they're not so hard in your face, kick your ass, and tell you you're fucked up and stupid kind of shit. Um, they ease you into it a little nicer.
I don't know if I've been told I was stupid by my cards, but
Well, I mean,
Cards can
sometimes the
be
cards
harsh
can.
though.
Yeah, sometimes depending on the deck too, that they can be harsh. Um, but well, we are keeping Tiffany up. She has to be at work in the morning, so we appreciate her for being here tonight. We appreciate Robin for joining us. And it looks like it's cold as hell in Iowa because she's like
I'm
stoking the fire. And she's dressed in sweaters and so we're in tank tops and t-shirts in
Right.
Alabama. And I am
Have
in
the air
shorts
conditioner
too.
on.
And it is that nice outside tonight too, in case you're wondering.
burning. I'm burning, and I got wood, and I'm like lighting a fire.
Well, my air is not on, but the heat nor the air, neither one is on for us in Alabama tonight. So, um, thank everybody who joined us tonight and everybody who's future watching. And again, energy readings with the Empress on the Spirit channel. Email your selfie to empress dot or spirit dot empress dot j at gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, hate, whatever, you can email us at, I mean, change a little banner up here, askspiritalabama at gmail.com. And we again appreciate Robin and Tiffany for joining us. And we're going to cut out just a few minutes early and hope everybody has a wonderful week.
Bye. Thanks for having me.